Gardner, Massachusetts is home to Mount Wachusett Community College. We make a $200 million impact right here on our local economy, providing workforce training and local access to education for 5,000 students who perform 100,000 hours of volunteer service, major in 73 subjects, and learn in 126 classrooms and labs. Our Gardner campus serves the public with a community theater, art gallery, and world-class fitness center. Think Gardner, think education at Mount Wachusett Community College.
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hello, I am Reverend Susan Sahusky Brown, graduate of Mount Wachusett Community College. Let us pause for a moment and invite all that is holy and blessed to be in our hearts, minds, and our spirits. Tonight is a special night. It marks the end and the beginning of so much, and it is good to take a moment to joyfully reflect on this time and purpose for which we gather. Even though we are not gathered in one space, sitting row by row, side by side, aisle by aisle, or walking arm in arm, we are together. Gathered together with appreciation for family and friends who are able to join us, whether in our home or theirs. Take a moment now to see the people with you right now. Your family, your parents, your siblings, your spouse, your partners, your children, your loved ones. They are so very proud of you and all you have accomplished and all the potential that is before you. Give thanks for all who have supported, nourished, nurtured, and assisted you so that you can receive the praise due to you and the honor of being a graduate of Mount Wachusett Community College. You have accomplished so very much. You have juggled schedules and courses and papers and family obligations, and now, in the midst of a pandemic that has tossed our normal way of being topsy-turvy, you have done it. You have graduated. And though this is not the way we hoped that graduation would be, it demonstrates to the world how resilient, how responsible, how dedicated you all are. It is good, even in its oddness. Sitting with you during this time are also instructors and teachers and college employees and college administration and the president and the deans and board members who over the years have demonstrated a commitment to education and who have dedicated themselves to Mount Wachusett Community College. May they all know that their years of service are appreciated. To the retiring staff and faculty, may they be fulfilled in their retirement, and may they too know that we give them thanks and bless them. Be thankful for your fellow students, who also work diligently and faithfully, struggling with employment and classes and books and papers and projects, and now with pride and joy are gathered for this ceremony. It is good to be together in community, even a virtual one like this, at times of joy and sorrow. It is good to be reminded that together we can find faith, strength, courage, and wisdom. It is good to be with you, and may your futures be bright and hope-filled, and may you use your education to bring love and harmony and joy into the world. Blessings upon you all. So be it. Congratulations.
Good evening, and welcome to the 2020 Mount Wachusett Community College Commencement Ceremony. I am so pleased that you are joining us for this virtual event. This is obviously not what any of us, and in particular the graduates, desired or even could have imagined for this day. We're experiencing unprecedented times, and unprecedented times call for extraordinary circumstances, inconveniences, and efforts by all of us. Before I proceed, I would like to take a moment to offer my deepest appreciation to all of our media services and student services team members who have worked so hard to make this ceremony possible. I would like to take a moment to honor all of our students and graduates. I know that the past few months have been difficult. So many of you have continued serving in the public in hundreds of ways, all while maintaining your commitment to your own education. Many of you have been on the front lines, wherever that might be. Many of you have been home with your children, juggling your own schooling with the ever-changing homeschooling and remote learning plans that have been changing on a daily basis. To say that this has been a difficult time is an understatement. I, along with my colleagues, honor you for your achievements. At this time, I would like to introduce several groups of individuals who dedicate their time and expertise to the benefit of the students at the Mount. I would first like to introduce the members of our Board of Trustees, Chairman Robert Antonioni, and Trustees Claire Frieda, Jamie Gaynor, Denise Goslin, Tracy Hutchinson, Donata Martin, Kenneth Tomasetti, Irene Hernandez Guzman, who's our alumni trustee, and our student trustee, Abraham Bravo. I would especially like to note the longtime service of trustee Richard Sella, whose term of service to the Board of Trustees has come to a close. I appreciate Trustee Sella's dedication as the chair of the Finance Committee and his commitment to the financial health of Mount Wachusett Community College. I would also like to introduce the members of the Board of Directors of the MWCC Foundation, a group who is passionately committed to serving the needs of our students and the college. I'd like to thank Chair Walter Dwyer, who took over for Chair Raymond Martino, and thank you to Chair Martino for your service to the board of the foundation, and to the members, Arthur Fian, Scott Barrett, Keith Boiseno, Charles Bowles, Wynn Brown, Wayne Canty, Richard Sella, Eve Marie Nezich-Serianak, Andrew Colameta, Jeannie Colony, Celeste Drake, Richard Flanagan, James Garrison, Melissa Glenny, Ray LaFond, Ray Martino, Roy Nascimento, Doug Peterson, Gail Steele, Henry Tessman, and Mark Joffrey, our alumni representative to the foundation. And I would also like to thank the executive director of the foundation, Carla Zottoli, for her commitment to our students and the college. And finally, I'd like to introduce members of the MWCC leadership team, including retired State Senator Stephen Brewer, Rachel Frick-Cardet, Paul Hernandez, Dan Horlander, Robert Labonte, Michelle Peranto, Ellen Pratt, Leanne Scales, Pete Sennett, Joe Stisso, and Jason Zaleski. And while we are not celebrating commencement in person, I offer a special welcome to Ed and Helen Lepkowski. Helen was in attendance at the very first commencement in 1966, and Ed is a former trustee of the college, and both are former Service Above Self recipients. They have never missed an MWCC commencement, and their spirit, their presence in spirit is with us tonight. It is now my honor to introduce to you Holly Poisseau, your 2020 commencement student speaker. Holly is the first in her entire family to graduate from college. She earned a 3.2 GPA and is receiving her associate degree in interdisciplinary studies in allied health in pursuit of her dream to become a nurse. She currently works on the front lines as a critical care technician in the emergency room at St. Vincent's Hospital in Worcester. Holly is a member of the TRIO RX program and is graduating in the Commonwealth Honors program. Holly is originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and has lived in Mississippi and Alabama before moving up north in 2012. She currently lives in Rutland with her 3 children, Callie, Dylan, and David, and her puggle dog named Dougie. Her message of resilience in the face of unbelievable odds is a powerful reminder to never give up. Please put your hands together at home for your 2020 student speaker, Holly Poisseau.
Good evening, graduating class of 2020. The hardest question that I have ever had to answer throughout my time as a non-traditional college student here at Mount Wachusett Community College has been, what does Mount Wachusett mean to me? This is not a difficult question because I struggle to find the answer, but more so because Mount Wachusett means so much to me that I have had a difficult time putting my thoughts, feelings, and all of the emotions that run through my heart and brain into words as I think of how to answer this question with justice. You may be wondering how one question can mean so much to someone. Let me help you understand. I ran away from home and got married at 17 years old because I did not know how to deal with life and decided running away from it was the best option. I knew it was wrong and I shouldn't have done it, but it was one of those things that I was going to have to learn the hard way from. Marriage is supposed to be a safe place, your comfort in life. My marriage was everything other than that. It was the place that I felt trapped and did not know how to get out of. It was the place that I endured horrific abuse that I did not even know one could endure. Verbal, physical, mental, and spiritual. I lived my life in fear of when the next episode would occur and did everything in my power to protect my children from it. As time went on, I found myself barely surviving. I was exhausted mentally and physically. To the world, I had my life together, but no one had any idea how great of a job I did at hiding the life I was living. I was depressed, yet had the greatest smile in the world to cover it up. I was afraid, but no one could see that because my strength blinded others when they would look in. Makeup and clothing covered the bruises and marks on my body. My tears stopped falling. I was numb. I found myself 30 years old, weighing nearly 500 pounds, and being told by my doctors that if I did not do something, I was not going to live. At the time, those words were comforting because, in all honesty, I did not want the life I had. I wanted to give up. I wanted to die. But this was no longer just about me. I had 2 beautiful children who needed me. They were my beacon of light through a time of darkness. My daughter was 12 at the time, and she reminded me that I deserved to be loved, happy, and feel accomplished. Those words she spoke to me sparked hope inside of me, and I decided to change my life. I filed for divorce and got a permanent restraining order. I started an aggressive weight loss program and have lost nearly 300 pounds. Overcame kidney cancer. continued to work a full-time job that I hated just to provide for my children, adopted a third child, all while being the only caregiver for my middle child with significant health complications. All of these changes were made, and my world looked a lot better, but there was something missing. I longed for an education, but did not think it was even possible. My daughter asked me what I wanted in life, and I told her that I want to help others. I want to be there for people who have endured what I have and help them find safety and know they are not alone. I want to show my children that no matter how dark life can get, there is always options out. My daughter encouraged me to go back to school and make this happen. She told me that if someone can overcome all of the things that I had already done in a short period of time, that there was no reason I could not finish this one last goal. I doubted those words, but I wanted to make her proud and show her that it can be done. I began Mount Wachusett the fall of 2016. Yes, 4 years ago. I just knew that I would be done by the fall of 2018. Life decided otherwise. When I wanted to give up because my son was inpatient for weeks battling one health adversity after another, my teachers encouraged me that I could do this. They worked with me constantly. I would get over one hurdle to face another health hurdle with my son, and my teachers and advisors remained by my side through my son's coma, stroke, multiple surgeries, and countless inpatient stays over the years. After a few major setbacks and a stressful career change, I wanted to quit. I was reminded by some pretty amazing women on the teaching staff at Mount Wachusett that I had came way too far to give up now. They told me that my degree did not have to be completed in 2 years and that it did not matter if it took me 6 years as long as I completed it. Those words stuck with me. Through the years, I became an expert on how to avoid difficult situations and just run from things that were hard to face. Mount Wachusett helped me not only find the courage to face the giant mountain that was ahead of me, but to conquer it and reach the summit. It might have taken me 8 semesters to do so, but here I am now, proud and accomplished and honored to have met as many wonderful teachers and advisors along the way that helped me get to this point. So when asked what Mount Wachusett means to me, maybe now you see why it is so hard to put all my gratitude into words. To me, Mount Wachusett means hope. It means that no matter where you are in life or where you came from, they are here to help you rise to the next level. They are here to remind you that you are worthy of life and that this world needs you. They are here to remind you that just because no one else in your family has ever graduated college before, that you can be the first. They are here to remind you that it may take you double the amount of time to accomplish your goals, but in the end, if you keep persevering, you will conquer your mountain summit too. Mount Wachusett pushing me to succeed and then picking me up when I had fallen on my face, getting me back upright and back on course, not only gave me hope, but the generations to follow too. My children may not get to see their mother graduate in their traditional way, but what about this journey has been traditional? My children have seen the hard work, mental breakdowns, and tears throughout this journey, but they also get to see this lasting moment of me standing here on my mountain summit. My journey is not over. It has just begun. I will find bigger mountains to conquer, but without Mount Wachusett, none of this would have been possible. Just because your journey doesn't follow the path others have taken, or the path you wished you would have taken, don't give up. It is never too late. There is hope out there. There is Mount Wachusett.
It is now my honor to present the 2020 Service Above Self Award. This award is annually given to an individual in our community who has, by their actions, risen above the typical call of duty to help others. This year, I'm going to do something a little different. I figure so much of what is happening is different than expected, I may as well add to that dynamic. Over the past 3 months, I have seen a group of people here at Mount Wachusett Community College rise above the challenges that have hit with immediate force. I have seen faculty members change their entire method of delivery of content and interactions with students, all within a week's notice. I have seen our IT and media services teams work to repurpose hundreds of computers, tablets, VPNs, all of the educational delivery formats, all in a matter of days. I have seen our maintainers and facilities employees work diligently to clean our campuses. I have seen our student support teams, whether they are in the library, tutoring, student services, financial aid, student accounts, lifelong learning, workforce development, institutional research, grants, records, admissions, human resources. In fact, every single department on campus at all of our campuses, every single person work tirelessly to do what they can to support the students and to support their students' success through this situation. And for that reason, I am pleased to award the 2020 Service Above Self Award to the Mount Wachusett Community College faculty and staff for their commitment to the students and their ability to succeed by overcoming great obstacles. Thank you for doing extraordinary work on behalf of the students and our communities. Each year at commencement, Mount Wachusett Community College honors a distinguished alumnus. The award is given to a former graduate who has achieved exemplary success and achievement in their lives, oftentimes in the service of others. This year, as we have been experiencing the devastating impacts of the COVID-19 crisis, many of our valued alumni have been serving in the very epicenter of this crisis. MWCC has, for more than 50 years, gained experience in educating and preparing students in the caring fields. So many of these graduates have gone on to serve others in distinguished ways. And when we experience a time like this, their vows to help others take on even more meaning and significance. I'm talking about our graduates of over more than 5 decades in fields such as nursing, dental hygiene, human services, substance abuse counseling, medical assisting, medical laboratory technology, physical therapist assistance, dental assisting, medical office certificate, paramedic technology, interdisciplinary studies with a focus on allied health, certified nursing assistants, emergency medical technicians, and phlebotomists. You have truly been on the front lines of caring for those who have been afflicted by COVID-19. We cannot thank you enough for your service to our communities. But to honor your selfless dedication to others, I am pleased to announce that the 2020 Alumnus of the Year is offered in your honor. All of the Mount Wachusett Community College graduates who have dedicated their lives to the service of others. Thank you. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce the 2020 commencement speaker. When we discussed the qualities we were looking for in a commencement speaker, we all agreed that what we wanted first and foremost was a speaker that would connect with our graduates. Maria Milagros was at the top of our list. For those of you who have ever had the opportunity to see and hear Maria speak, you know that connecting with audiences is her specialty. Now that we are experiencing Mount Wachusett Community College's first virtual commencement in over 50 years, I have to say that Maria is the perfect voice for us today in this unprecedented moment. If you have read her book, Super Sparkly Everything, or have heard her speak about the power in finding gratitude every day, even bad days, you know that she is the voice we need right now. In her work as an author, life coach, and storyteller, Maria is known for finding hope in situations that do not always seem particularly hopeful. Please join me in welcoming author, TEDx speaker, and storyteller, Maria Milagros.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, President Vanderhoeven, for that introduction and for who you are as a leader and as a fellow human. Thank you to all of the amazing faculty and staff, supportive friends and roommates, incredible family members, patient partners and spouses, and distinguished guests. And thank you to all of you inspiring graduates, the reason that we are here today. I am honored to be a part of this celebration of your accomplishments. A few months ago, I was asked to deliver this speech, and I started writing it then. But due to the pandemic and the need for physical distancing, some things have changed. So I tried to rework that previous speech, but I just couldn't get it to come together. Then I realized that sometimes the best thing we can do when dealing with big change is to just turn to a clean page and start fresh. Taking what we know and what we've learned and using that to adapt. Things are different. We're different. This is so different. Which got me thinking about some things that stay the same throughout time, like the power of stories. They connect us, remind us of what's important, encourage, educate, and empower us. They give us permission. Stories remind us that we're not alone in our experiences and we're not alone on the planet. I was reminded about how the most powerful thing we have is the story we tell ourselves about who we are and what we're capable of. And we need those stories, the lessons from the past, the hope for the future, and the appreciation of today, especially now. I think about my own college graduation story and how much of a big deal it was for me and my people. When I decided that I wanted to go to college, my mother was in a very different place at that time, and she didn't trust the system, so she didn't want to share her financial information. Without that information, I couldn't complete the FAFSA. Without the FAFSA, I couldn't get financial aid, scholarships, or even loans, which meant that if I wanted to attend college, I had to pay for it myself. And I did. I moved out and worked full-time, as well as any overtime I could get, to keep a roof over my head and pay for each semester, one at a time. I lived off of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and ramen noodles. I'd stop by the local food pantry to grab foods that I otherwise couldn't afford. When I wasn't at work, I spent most of my time at the library on campus so I didn't have to turn up the heat at home. I took most of my showers at the school gym or at work so I could save on the electric bill. I bought used school books filled with other people's highlights and notes and shopped at secondhand stores. I used coupons and waited for sales. I even found other ways to make extra money, like cooking rice and beans for other college students. I chose to do something different, to step away from the status quo of my large family, to go against what was normal in order to create a new path for myself, a new chapter, a new future. I was the first person in my family to go to college. I decided that that was going to be my story. It was a decision that I had to remind myself of day in and day out, of who I was going to be and what I was capable of. I was so busy writing my new story, following my truth, actualizing my dream, that I had no idea of the impact it was making on those around me. I had no idea that by doing what I needed to do for me, I was creating a new pathway for people who could relate to me and or who were related to me, and giving permission by example. After I graduated from college, my siblings also attended. And my uncle, who is older than me, while at his college graduation party, thanked me for going to college and for making it a possibility for others in our family. Like me, many of you have had to overcome crazy obstacles to get to this, your graduation story. Sleepless nights, stressful times, financial difficulties, being overwhelmed and overworked, and you made it. You are here. Some of you had to do this while depending on the help of others with your children or from your children, just so you could study and pass your classes. Some working part-time, full-time, or multiple jobs. Some were and are caring for other people and still carved out time to accomplish this. Some of you did this while dealing with your own health issues. Some working hard on your schoolwork and working hard to stay clean. Some studying and showing up to class hungry, and some showing up even when they didn't have a place to lay their head at night. And on top of all of that, you had to finish off this year virtually while dealing with a global catastrophe. After all the challenges and in the midst of all these changes, you are here. No matter how you made it to this moment, you are here, and this is a big deal. You made the decision whether you realized it or not, and you wrote, "I will graduate." You took responsibility and followed through. You're determined and able, courageous and resilient. You're resourceful, and you can clearly adapt, not just to survive, but also to thrive. Because you see, the most powerful thing we have is the story we tell ourselves about who we are and what we're capable of. And we need those stories, especially now. I challenge each of you, graduates and guests, to remember who you are and to take responsibility for your whole story, the struggles and the triumphs, to go forth with all of your education and experience, academic and otherwise, with all of your creativity and capacity, with all of your potential and power, and to use this closing chapter as a jumping off point for your new story. Write and live the stories filled with your passions, your dreams, your desire to help others, and your appreciation. As we all, separately but collectively, honor our old stories and write new ones, we can move away from the status quo and build something different, find bigger dreams, increase awareness and possibilities, go deeper with love, create a stronger humanity and a brighter future. The world desperately needs different. It starts with each one of us. It starts with you. And it is within you. And I know that to be true because you are here. When I wrote this new speech, I was moved to tears by the inspiration I felt for your perseverance, your strength, your hope, and desire to create a new chapter. This moment, this is a big deal for all of you graduates and for all of your family and friends and for all of the faculty and staff in every department here at the Mount Wachusett Community College and for everyone looking up to you, watching you, following you, and waiting for permission by example. You are here. You did this. Congratulations. Thank you for letting me be a part of this celebration of you and of the human spirit. This is a big deal, and I'm excited to see what you write next.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dr. Paul Hernandez, the Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs here at Mount Wachusett Community College. I want to begin by saying to all of you how incredibly proud I am and how much I respect you for getting through this semester and this academic year. We would have never imagined something like this happening in terms of what we're currently dealing with. And the fact that you've seen this through and are now graduating despite the circumstances speaks volumes of you. So each year, the college presents special commencement awards to outstanding students, faculty, and staff who have distinguished themselves for their academic excellence and for their outstanding contributions through co-curricular involvement and community service activities. I would first like to recognize a truly phenomenal group of retiring members of the MWCC community who have recently received the honor of emeritus status for their outstanding contributions and service to the college. Tom Montano, Department Chair of Natural Resources and Professor of Biology, 16 years of service. Reed Hillman, Criminal Justice Program Chair, 12 years of service. Janice Barney, Dean of the School of Business, Science, and Technology, 17 years of service. Mary Maga, Coordinator of the LPN Bridge Program, 10 years of service. And now I'd like to present the President's Key. The President's Key is traditionally awarded to the graduating student or students who have demonstrated exemplary academic performance in their degree programs of study and who have done so by completing all of their degree requirements here at MWCC. In the past years, we have given this award to 2 graduating students with the highest grade point averages. This year, I am pleased to announce that 4 students have earned a perfect 4.0 while meeting all of the requirements of this particular honor. These students certainly deserve our highest recognition. And these students are Heather Butterfield, Timothy Cosgrove, Charlene Cross, and Jessica Palermo. Congratulations on your academic performance, and we are so incredibly proud of you. I mean, this is simply amazing. The Dean's Key is each year, MWCC awards the Dean's Key to graduating students who, in the opinion of the senior student affairs staff, has made the most outstanding contribution to the life and spirit of the college through active participation in student activities, service to the community, and who have demonstrated goodwill toward faculty and fellow students. I want to take a moment to recognize this year's outstanding recipient, Vanessa Roberto. Vanessa Roberto is an extraordinary student who is involved in many different aspects of the campus. She's a mother of a young daughter and sets an amazing example for what a strong, capable, and determined woman can accomplish. Her involvement with the Brewer Center as a student leader in civic engagement and all the work she has done with the parent support group are just the more visible aspects of her deep impact on campus. She has done so much for so many on our campus, including delivering vital supplies from the food pantry to our students during these challenging times. The final awards to mention this evening, before we get your degrees, are the Curriculum Awards. The names of these recipients are printed in your commencement program under the heading Curriculum Awards. Please join me in congratulating each of these students for their outstanding personal and academic achievements. These students will receive a packet of materials celebrating and acknowledging their incredible accomplishments, inside and outside of the classroom. Congratulations to all of our graduates. We are so incredibly proud of your accomplishments.
And we're almost to the moment that you've all been waiting for. But before we begin with the reading of the names of the graduates, I started a tradition here just over 3 years ago when I began as the president of Mount Wachusett Community College. And that is the annual taking of a selfie with the graduates. And while I can unfortunately not do that with you tonight, I want to keep the tradition going. So if you'll indulge me just for a moment, I'm going to take a selfie here at our virtual commencement. This is definitely a commencement that none of us will ever forget. And now for the moment you've been waiting for, the reading and the presentation of the names of the graduates of 2020 at Mount Wachusett Community College. Graduating from the Commonwealth Honors Program, Leah Babocci, Michaela Bouchard, Stephanie Boudreau, Abraham Bravo Jr., Timothy Cosgrove, Corbin Grubb, Dylan Hatch, Taylor Hilton, Joshua Maycumber, Sydney Myers, Christopher Pacheco, Destiny Parenteau, Tafadzwa Payne, Holly Poisseau, Abby Rameau, Amanda Rasmussen, Alexander Reedy, Allison Rivard, Isaac Shatia, Sam Simon, Alacia Spofford, Zachary Stillman, Caleb Van Heel, Abby Velazzo. The following students are receiving a certificate in accounting and bookkeeping. Kaylin Adams, Latifa Agun, Amanda Bontempo, Danelle Casarino, Fernanda Delgado, Christopher Haverty, Stephen Hilton, Amber Menard, Jalisa Ortega, Travis Reed, Kameh Rich, Clarence Turner, Tessa Williams, Danielle Wilson. The following student is receiving an Administrative Assistant Certificate. Michaela Sato. The following students are receiving a certificate in Allied Health. Trinaquez Hernandez, Jada Colico, Caitlin Lima, Michael Morse, Natasha Sainville, Shamron Sock, Jenna Sussman. The following students are receiving an Associate in Arts degree in Art. Aiden Burns, Sage Floyd Hathaway, Matthew Gates, Margaret Curran, Sarah Lacey, Nicholas Lutz, Connor Martino, Jonathan Raskett, Ian Wilson. The following students are receiving a certificate in automotive technology. Robert Bizzato, Gerald Hayes, Riley Wentworth. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in automotive technology. Jacob Carter, Tyler DePasquale, Gerald Hayes, Xander Medor. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in biology. Ashley Auger, Carly Bushi, Derej Bruni, Joshua Grillon, Jamie Hallinan, Deju Rodriguez, Chad Stevens Jr., Amber Young Bent. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Biotechnology and Biomanufacturing. Zachary Bilodeau, Beth Crossman, Bridget Martin, and Lewis Ruff. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science in Business Administration career with a focus on accounting. Joel Clark, Cynthia Kuchar, Jade Donnelly, Christopher Haverty, Joseph Hood, Sean Iannacone, Renee LeBlanc, Kameh Rich, Raisa Santiago, and Jillian Thibault. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Business Administration. Kaylin Adams, Ryan Biliveau, Sarah Boudreau, Benjamin Brzee, Kristen Butcher, Michelle Fluitt, Lisa Fredette, Kyle Gaetani, Mark Huckins, Stephen Johnson, Alexandra Mayorga Lecona, Rebecca Pace, Davina Pena, Adam Stevens, Lysandra Texiera, Ryan Walker, and Jerry Wayland. The following students are receiving a Business Administration Certificate. Samantha Barr, Caitlin Bellar, Dong Gagnon, Alicia Hatch, Mark Huckins, Rafael Perez, Adam Stevens, and Caitlin Simakowski. The following students are receiving a Business Administration for Transfer degree. Amar Alkayal, Max Begin, Mary Bogacki, Patrick Carney, Michael Campitello, Austin DeMaria, Claire Dessois, Connor Duplessis, Jeffrey Duverge, Danielle Ferreira, Miranda Fluitt, Nelson Garcia, Ethan Gangler, Joshua Golliber, Eddie Gomez, Daniel Grammel, Ellen Howard, Daniel Jewell Jr., Gina Leone, Adriana Martinez Arnold, Natalie Martone, Paul Mellenson, Emilio Miles, Lucas Neff, Emma Nelson, Jose Nieves, Mariana Podroza, Andrew Pressig, Marissa Pricepeck, Jeff Riley, Julissa Rivera, Emily Robichaud, Anthony Rosado, Donald Saunders, Megan Skinner, Nicholas Saboski, Catherine Surrett, Cassandra Tatro, Joseph Tremper, and Keith Yang. The following student is receiving an Associate in Science degree in Chemistry. Caleb Van Hilo. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Complementary Healthcare. Lavav Mayana, Lisa Nuttall, Alexis Simakowski. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Computer Information Systems. Kwabina Agapong Pentsil, Janet Alvarado, Kyle Blanchett, Stephen Brown, Nicholas Chambers, Daniel Colony, Nico Corliss, Ruben Figueredo, Jonathan Francis, Ethan Gregore, Lionel Grullon, Christopher Jacob, Angel Mendez, Jordan Richards, Amber Staiti, Christopher Sullivan, Kevin Theriot, Alexander Whitelaw. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Computer Information Systems for transfer. Peter Antrobus, Andrew Chasney, Jacob Drinkwater, Cameron Fess, and Rashad Giwa. The following student is receiving an Associate in Science degree in Criminal Justice in Corrections. Jacqueline Cloutier. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Criminal Justice with a focus on law enforcement. Christina Bruce, Austin Carey, Lorraine Diaz, Edward Dolan, Quinn Gervais, Alexandra Hecker, Latasha Hurt, Mercedes Linnell, Luis Martinez, Sherry Martinez, Eric Feifel, Cody Rhines, Clarissa Simmers Swanson, Danette Santiago, Ashley Wise, Mariah Wolf, and Christopher Yang. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Criminal Justice for transfer. Ariella Bebeau, Tiana Bovina, Joshua Herc, Bruna Matos, Sarah Matos, Anthony Negron, Jeza Rivera, Katerina Terali. The following students are receiving a certificate in cybersecurity. Kyle Cole, Craig Hames, Eric Lohr, Terrence Marks, Ramon Mayorga, Angel Mendez, Jordan Richards, Dakin Volk, Joshua Warren. The following students are receiving an associate in science degree in dental hygiene: Caitlin Carmody, Catherine Graveson, Tori Hatch, Tori Kirk, Savannah LaRoche, Amy Mabardi, Maria Marinho Wammer, Gayla Cerda, Brittany Velez. The following students are receiving an associate in science degree in early childhood education with focus on career: Gina Burke, Amanda Crespin, Samantha Dodd, Christina Muma, and Sherry Sirocco. The following student is receiving a certificate in early childhood education: Gina Burke. The following students are receiving an associate in science degree in early childhood education for transfer: Chantel Bito, Katie Bergstrand Span, Alicia Blechard, Stephanie Brunel, Sarah Flory, Emma Grimes, Katisha Guy, Alexis Johnson, Bailey Newell McCart, Julia Richard, and Cassidy Snyder. The following students are receiving an associate in science degree in earth and environmental science: Timothy Bovino, Pedraic Ferreter, Matthew Gauthier, and Timothy Sullivan. The following students are receiving an associate in science degree in engineering and physics: Leah Babachi, Theo Belmont, Michael Forbes, Seth Germagian, Corbin Grubb, Robert Lombardi, Isaac Shatia, Sam Simon, and Peter Tatan. The following students are receiving an associate in science in fire science technology: Nicole Boris, Audra Brown, Parker Dinsmore, James Fortin, Joseph Gibbons, Stephen Johnson, Brittany Stevenson, and Jason Ware. The following students are receiving a certificate in graphic and interactive design: Kyle Boland, Samantha Casey, Jordan Cloutier, Raekwon Gray, Robert Howard, and Kai Tippawong. The following students are receiving an associate in science degree in graphic and interactive design: Ken Cadio, Carolyn Cleveland, Charlotte Dufresne, Sahar Javimi, Gina Guth, Nikki Lane, Rebecca Schlier, Melissa St. Pierre, and Nicholas Turgeon. The following student is receiving an associate in science degree in health information management: Andrea Marcia Deduce. The following students are receiving an associate in science degree in human services: Bryn Bernier, Andrew Brunel, Heather Butterfield, Stephanie Case, Charlene Cross, Lisa Daniel, Tony Diaz, Monica Gale, Jennifer Garcia, Rosanna Glidden, Kalani Goodfield, Keely Grant, Selena Guitar, Keedy Keela, Alexandra Kokernak, Amy LeBlanc, Linda Lopez Calvillo, Arthur McDonald, Kelly Mendes, Kiara Mendoza, Savannah Nash, Julie Ostergaard, Kiara Peralta, Emma Perkins, John Ramsey, Tiffany Rushia, Kathleen Salo, Samantha Siharath, Todd Sosi, Jason Speckmorza, Layla Stewart, Sandria Surette Narcisse, Katie Tavares, Ka Dao, Samantha Verterisian, Dianelis Velazquez, Celia Wallenstein, Melissa Williams. The following students are receiving a certificate in Human Services Technician: Brandy Benda, Bryn Bernier, Andrew Brunel, Stephanie Case, Jessica Diaz, Leah Fitzgerald, Monica Gale, Jacqueline Gonzalez, Tyler Hagar, Latashia Hurt, Jennifer Lowe, Michelle Mackey, Janae Narcisse, Julie Ostergaard, Rosa Placencia, Sarah Rahim, Sarah Sauer, Hannah Schaller, Layla Stewart, Ka Tao, Dianelise Velazquez, Keely Weiner, Melissa Williams. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Interdisciplinary Studies: Patricia Adams, Elisa Alden, Selena Anktil, Madison Obashan, Mallory Obashan, Bradley Bartlett Roche, Casey Bellis, Paige Bennett, Michaela Bouchard, Morgan Boudreau, Tyler Boyd, Abraham Bravo Jr., Christina Bruce, Nicole Marie Sabor, Isabella Cook, Rita de Araujo, Stephanie Diamicus, Rachel Diolaveriro, Colin DeRosiers, Kristen Dunn, Colby Ellis, Catherine Fee, Olivia Filial, Megan George, Caroline Gilmore, Taylor Hilton, Brett Jeffrey, Nicole Kelly, Sadie Kennedy, Jody Kwan, Jacob Lanchani, Garrett Liao, Joshua Maycomber, Esther Maya, Helen McGonigal, Chloe Melko, Monica Mahonen, Sydney Myers, Christopher Pacheco, Destiny Parentow, Tafadzwa Payne, Benjamin Phillip, Abby Rameau, Allison Rivard, Trevor Ryan, Olivia Scarborough, Todd Susi, Timothy Specht, Alacia Spofford, Isabella Stillman, Lindsay Tenney, Emma Tolley, Nicholas Villolari. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Interdisciplinary Studies in Allied Health: Lindsay Allaire, Ariel Bibot, Caitlin Bosworth, Nashiani Gomez Hernandez, Caitlin Ingman, Mumtaz Khan, Alyssa Lebrack, Nicole Leeper, Caitlin Lima, Lexi Mahoney, Michael Morse, Jane O'Malley, Elizabeth Parisi, Samantha Piragis, Holly Poisseau, Jenna Sussman, Damian Thane, and Laura Wilson. The following students are receiving a certificate in IT Support Specialist: Julio Diaz, Craig Hames, Jose Lara, Terrence Marks, Brian Nally, Matthew Reed, Jordan Richards, Wilson Tuhal, Daken Volk. The following students are receiving a certificate in law enforcement: Tiana Bovino, Quinn Gervais, Alexandra Hecker, Bruna Matos, Sarah Matos, Samuel Paul, Eric Feifel, Cody Rhines, Jaiza Rivera, Ashley Wise. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Legal Studies: Katerina Amico, Magdalene Brazzi, Miriam Encarnacion, Anhoa Gerard Baril, Crystal Jones, Timothy Newton, Cora Poole, Naja Rivera Dare, Tanayari Valentine. The following students are receiving an Associate in Arts degree in Liberal Arts and Sciences: Jocelyn Ahola, Zinth Alinda, Ramon Aziz, James Barnesi, Caitlin Berry, Cassandra Basso, Michelle Benjen, Bryn Bernier, Francielle Bonato, Kendra Bond, Harrison Brand, Ayana Brodeur Edmonds, Hunter Briette, Elena Buckler, Maria Burnett, Michael Chapman, Howard Chaput, Tanirius Colon, Timothy Cosgrove, Brandon Coy, Sokna Crespin, Chloe Curley, Rafael Donacimento, Marcelin Fair, Zachary Fluitt, Adam Fortier, David Fortin, Caitlin Fox, Alexis Gerard Mallette, Lana Goldschmidt, Charlotte Goodwin, Iman Hassan, Dylan Hatch, Shauna Hoyson, Emily Infante, Haley Israelson, Katie Gilson, Taylor Makael, Jonathan Mackey, Faith Marcinkiewicz, Alexander Maslov, Jared Mason, James Mellish, Paige Merrifield, Seth Mitchell, Chanel Morris, Maya Murray, Nat Gwynn, Gabrielle Noguera, Jarell Pabrizis, Jessica Palermo, Elizabeth Parisi, Amanda Polakowski, Andrew Tack, Taylor Putnam, Alexander Reedy, Noah Roy, Scott Rousseau, Danielle Sanchez, Ashley Cesor-Evong, Easton Schilling, Rebecca Shosi, Richard Stamos, Charlie Stellato, Zachary Stillman, Thomas Thurston, Brandon Torres, Nicholas Turcott, Abby Velazzo. The following student is receiving an Associate in Science degree in Manufacturing Plastics. Ryan Gee. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Media Arts and Technology. Wilhelmina Acosa, Dustin Bellio, Alexis LaPlante, and Nicholas Mortel. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Media Arts and Technology, Audio Engineering. Michael Doyle, Sam Cleaner, Brock Levine, Christopher Mobley, Amanda Rasmussen. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Media Arts and Technology in Photography. Alexis LaPlante, Vanessa Roberto, and Eddie Vargas. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Media Arts and Technology in Video and Film. Victor Delawajo, Jake Ferreira, Rachel Fortier, Adam Gorham, Jose Sakish. The following students are receiving a certificate in medical assisting. Alicia Bellarado, Megan Houle, Mara Melendez, Sophoni Moise, Amara Rose. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Medical Assisting. Alicia Bellarado, Mara Melendez, Sophie Moise. The following students are receiving a certificate in medical coding. Samantha Farley, Valerie Gemma, Jessica Griffin, Kristen Hannafin, Lisa McKay, Melissa Miller, Diana O'Brien, Amy Shack, Alexis Topham. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Medical Laboratory Technology. Tara Appleton, Taylor Connor, Vicki Beth Goldberg, Amy Hembro, Chantal Lacroix, Magali Lashen, Taylor Tenney, and Jennifer Teague. The following student is receiving a certificate in medical office. Keisha Ati. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Natural Resources. Stephanie Bissonette, Tony Bryan, Jason Caliendo, Brooke Campbell, Richard Karen, Karen Chapalonis, Catherine Rahame, Parker Suskevich, Catherine Wilson, Amelia Zaney. The following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Nursing. Kwame Agin, Theodora Akrofi, Charlie Alvarez, Jasmine Bancroft, Aliza Barrios, Samantha Barron, Lauren Baruti, Nicole Bisbee, Stephanie Boudreau, Michelle Botel, Olivia Bove, Angela Branchaud, Aaron Brown, Phyllis Buchanan, Abby Burns, Renee Casey, Catherine Cardin, Madeline Cherise, Anne-Marie Chimera, Tiffany Cranfill, Marissa Signowitz, Crystal Delatorre, Brittany Doucette, Allison Drazek, Janet Dunner, Alicia Elborn, Chantel Erhuntz, Jeffrey Falls, Marlena Fitchner, Kimberly Francis, Ryan Gabet, Sydney Guzzi, Kathy Guyette, Lauren Grant, Lebga Guanvala, Leah Hassett, Kayla Hillman, Daniel Ho, Haley Holleran, Alyssa Holmes, Melanie Johnson, Shakira Kawaga, Megan Kelly, Alan Nessick, Megan Lafreniere, Andrea Lake, Courtney Langevin, Melanie Lincoln, Amanda Loisel, Andrea Listilla, Emily Malio, Lasaida Martinez, Olivia Mathieu, Shelby McFall, Marlena McKenzie, Sarah Meeker, Shantae Mitchell, Stephen Mwanji, Caroline Mwaniki, Angela Nakanwaji, Nicole Nazaro, Nancy Nunja, Lisper Ganja, Augusta Nupoli, Juliet Okiere, Luzlin Ortiz, Sheila Alciai, Jerry-Ann Owens, Olivia Patch, Zil Patel, Brittany Patient, Jamie Perez, Sarah Pierce, Muriel Porto, Sherry Potts, Samantha Rahim, Laura Ramsey, Kateria Reyes, Jamie Roberts, Lindsay Romano, Megan Rumrell, Luis Russell, Liliana Sari, Calvin Sapala, Sharia Shackett, Sarah Shell, Christina Simpson, Renee Sleet Dembell, Brittany Smolanskas, Melissa Smith, Kirsten Springman, Emily Thomas, Jenger Thorne, Daniel Valentine, Rebecca Verhulst, Bobby Vincent, Jacqueline Warimo, Caitlin Walker, Stella Wazwa, Sarah Watkins, Kimberly Watts, Barbara Whittemore, Shauna Wessner, and Lily Wood. The following students are receiving a certificate in paralegal studies: Kendra Bond, Magdalene Brazee, Helena Carter, Catherine Donovan, Lisa Gallagher, Anoa Gerard Baril, Kendra Howe, Wendy Kaufman, Lisa Mastrangelo, Tessa Neverett, Timothy Newton, Kaylee Peterson, Joshua Reynolds, Nadja Rivera Dare, Adriana Wright. The following students are receiving a certificate in paramedic technology: Nathaniel Baldwin, Heather Bolter, Curtis Cook, Kyle Daniels, Timothy Downey, Gregory Doyle, Ian Hurley, Colton Mauk, Zachary Rolfe. The following students are receiving a certificate in personal training: Anna Varela Bood, Shane McCaffrey. The following students are receiving a certificate in photography: Tamara Kelly, Alexis LaPlante, and Vanessa Roberto. The following students are receiving an associate in science degree in physical therapist assistant: Anastasia Anderholm, Sven Anderson, Rebecca Brideau, Shelby Browns, Shia Callahan, Chelsea Drew, Yoselin Enriquez, Rachel Hogan, Kristen LeCoury, Anthony Modica, Caitlin Naughton, Owen Najoroji, Melissa Pearson, Allison Setta, Megan Sebald, Richard Smith, Jennifer Tebbets. The following students are receiving a certificate in practical nursing: Harriet Adobo, Jessica Altima, Suelen Alves, Martine Bajarnaez, Alyssa Bianchi, Anna Bilodeau, Nicole Marie Kane, Constance Queco, Jesse Corbett, Carly Cullen, Kristen Curtis, Kristen Dussault, Teresia Gicholhi, Marissa Hirakawa, Saveth Hui, Nerland Jacques Jean, Noah Cassirier, Sarah Kogut, Sarah LaBelle, Karen Mao, Shiloh Mian, Enid Morales, Hannah Muroki, Kara Murphy, Sarah O'Donnell, Katie Poitras, Miriami Romulus, Enide Santelbord, Natacha Sainville, Anik Salvant, Robert Schnar, Deborah Jean Strachan, Stephanie Tenney, Shermil Valdez, Lizabeth Velez, Kiana Wheeler, Timothy Williams. The following students are receiving a certificate in small business: Nuruddin Alabi, James Anderson, Michael Blakesley, Christopher Carney, Jonathan Carvalho, Jermaine Celester, Sejan Christensen, Rebecca Cohen, Tyrone Coney, Damon Dell, Richard DeRogers, Joshua Dudley, Jordan Gomes, Alicia Hatch, Kurt Hoenefeld, Deshaun Johnson, Alfred Jordan, June Lynn, Leo Miller, Donnell Nicholson, Michael Page, Michael Rudy Sr., Faustino Sanchez, Zachary Santoro, Daniel Tompkins, Hung Trong, Kenneth Vass, Kadim Winspear. The following students are receiving a certificate in substance abuse counseling: Michael Anderson, Kyle Shumsey, Lisa Daniel, Shanna Dakin, Christina Johnson, Arthur McDonald, Cheryl Smith, and Jason Speckmorza. And the following students are receiving an Associate in Science degree in Veterinary Technology: Emily Adams, Jasmine Butler, Sydney Crocker, Megan Crowley, Jillian Gerde, Madison Guifrey, Morgan Grant, Ashley Hamill, Sarah Hosnander, Felix Oliver, Delaney Tibbetts, Tanya Wakefield, and Taylor Wilson. We are so proud of all of our graduates, and on the behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, and the staff of Mount Wachusett Community College, congratulations to all of the graduates. By the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and as recommended by the faculty of the college and directed by the Board of Trustees of Mount Wachusett Community College, I hereby confer upon you the degrees or certificates, associate in science or associate in arts, with all the rights, honors, and privileges which pertain thereto. Congratulations. You may now flip your tassel from the left to the right.
This is my benediction. A benediction is an ending, but not so much in your case. In your case, you're all going to go forward and find other ways to be positive example to the future generations. The mystic Meister Eckhart wrote, "If the only prayer that you ever say in your life is thank you, that is enough." And now, with the glory of gratitude and the words thank you on your lips and the feeling of happiness and joy in your heart, be assured that it's time to be about the business of bringing all good things to life. And finally, as we have been abundantly blessed by the experiences at Mount Wachusett Community College, no matter what the future may bring, know that you are going forth with our blessings, our respect, and our admiration. Share your blessings with one another and the entire world. So be it. Shalom. Go in peace. May peace be with you. Amen.